Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Clearview Ice Arena for the CHMA Division I matchup between the RMU Colonials and the John Carroll, I don't even know what they are, Gold Flashes?
Blue Streaks.
Blue Streaks, sorry. Was not ready as we're having technical problems, as that's why I'm talking real slow, because I hear an echo in my own ear.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good on the
It does
stream
not?
either, to be completely honest here. I don't know what happened. We ran a stream earlier today, and it was perfectly fine. Now it's not, so I don't really know what changed.
Is this better? I don't know.
I don't know. We're just kind of running with it.
We're just kind of running with it.
But we're trying to fix on the fly. Hopefully we can. But a very big game for these two teams in the CHMA. Both just trying to get something on the win column. John Carroll beating Mercyhurst last night. RMU losing the IUP. We're trying, still nothing yet with the audio. It might be, we might be stuck.
We might be stuck indeed.
Until the intermission where we could play around with it a little more.
As it is a big matchup for the Colonials and a big matchup in general in the CHMA, first and second in points. Devin Rorick first for the Colonials. For the Blue Streaks, it's Sean Deacon second in CHMA points.
I don't know what happened, but your echo is going in my headset, but I still hear my echo in my headset.
Echo, it's the same.
I don't know. Really weird.
This is going to be bootleg for sure.
Yeah, this will be our first period at least until we can fix this. But gives us a little time here with Tucci Anthem, and hopefully
maybe we'll fix it.
Hopefully.
Tucci Anthem is done. And just like that, we fixed it.
Look at that. I'm so proud of us.
In the time it took us to go through the anthem, a long Tucci Anthem, we get the echo to go away. So
that's just good technical engineering by you, Andrew.
Yes, thank you. I worked on it so hard. As now we can officially get an actual talk about this game, as it is a big game for both teams. Let's look at the goaltending matchup for the Colonials. It'll be Patrick Coburn, 5-3, 293, and a 925 save percentage. Who do we got for John Carroll?
Yeah, we're going to Brody Lurch, their starter. He's 6-0, 223 goals against, and a 932 save percentage. For Coburn, big bounce back game after the loss to Duquesne last Saturday.
Puck is down, and this game is underway. John Carroll will take it away. Sawicki with it right off. He'll pass it back. One more chance, and going wide with the shot was Miller. Fighting for it along the boards. Finnegan. It'll make its way up the boards. Miller fighting for it for John Carroll, and still digging for it. Eventually getting it out is Hurst, as he gets hit off the puck. Now here comes John Carroll's shot. There gets blocked away and picked up in the corner. Behind the net, Miller sends it towards the slot, intercepted by Ragno. Ragno still digging for it. It'll make its way out to Rorick. Rorick moving in and just going wide with the shot. Big hit there along the boards by Ragnos. That's going to go the length of the ice. No icing as Finnegan is back to get it. Colonials now carrying as both teams go for a change. Hodgson with it. He'll try and make it to Draper just out of his reach, and it'll be back to be picked up by Fogarty. Deacon will carry. He'll drop it back. LaGarza turned over to Hodgson. Draper tries to feather it through. Gets intercepted, though, and sent in. Behind the net, it's held by Apud. He'll move it up to Draper. Draper will flip it out. Will be picked up by Fogarty, who will move it across. Sent in and shipped in by LaGarza. Sent in and shot, saved away by Colburn. Sent the length of the ice. Chasing after it is Conway, as he's got Patton on his tail, who'll move it across to his D partner. John Carroll been in possession for most of this game so far, as that one's going to be tipped in. Coburn has to get it, as the Colonial was not going to be the first one to it. Patton with it. He'll try and move it forward. Gets intercepted here by Olszewski. Patton with it. Shot there, saved away by Lurch. Back to the point. Byrne will send it around. Backed. Sharamonte couldn't find a stick of a Colonial. Now it's going to be picked up by John Carroll. Young will send it in. Chasing after it is Savarino. He gets hit. John Carroll still with the puck, though. It'll be sent around by her. Byrne will try and clear it. Still in the zone. Colonials fighting for it. Byrne lost his stick, as sending the stick into the play there was Moran.
Just a weird play there with that stick going out of the hands of Byrne, almost being like that sixth defender.
Moran with it, gets poked away by Martin. Byrne tried to take the hit, didn't realize the puck was gone. A great play there in front by Moran to clear that out of the wide open paint. Sent in by Wiegand. Martin will take it. Intercepted to other Martin, the Colonial Martin. As just offside, Plinta entered too early for the Blue Streaks.
Yes, there we go. But this Blue Streak team is debatably better than IUP, as some has called so far. This is a team with a lot of returners. You have your guys like Anthony LaGreca. You have the leading scorer and a guy like Sean Deacon. And these rookies have just been so good for them. Guys like Cam Martin and Austin said in the opener, you guys didn't hear, but this is just a very deep team. And John Carroll, I think, is probably top dog going into the later stretch of the season.
Passanante's shot goes wide. Now here come the Blue Streaks on a streak. Trying to get possession, will end up turning it over, though, as here come the Colonials. Coburg will leave it for Finnegan, who will send it in deep, left behind by Lurch. Behind to get it is Wiegand. Fighting for it with the Colonials. Coburg with it. Wiegand's pass attempt is blocked. Try and be sent in just past the stick of Coburg. He could have had a breakaway by himself. Martin lays a hit, who hits Wiegand into Coburg, and we get a whistle. Didn't see what happened, though.
Yeah, well, it just looked like Wiegand just kind of fell into Coburg there and went into the boards, and Coburg just shook his head. And he was like, yeah, that just kind of happens. Some housekeeping issues on the RMU side of things. First home game for Ragno back in the lineup. Rob Byrne re-enters after being hurt prior to last night's game, and Romeo Isolde, the lone scratch.
Behind the net, it's held by Shesh. He'll try and find his partner, Conway. It'll make its way out. Sent back in by Hurst. Digging for it is Rorick. It'll make it through him. Now Hurst will send it back in. Ragno still fighting for it. Sawicki, though, will move it out for the Blue Streaks. Now a 2-on-1 developing. Moving in. Shot. He will score. Austin Malley. And it is 1-0 Blue Streaks.
Malley, another one of the hometown boys from Pittsburgh. His fourth of the season, going up high. And that 2-on-1 with him and Anthony Sawicki just beautifully executed and gets Colburn to bite. And just another reason why these Blue Streaks are going to make you pay in every way possible here, Andrew. All summer long. We know what he's capable of. He ends up taking the Club D1 route, and I think a lot of JCU fans are very happy with that decision.
Definitely, indeed. Taking a lead off of it. And here comes Draper. He's now got a 2-1 for the Colonials. His shot saved away by Lurch. And we get a cover.
Just a good chance for the Colonials to put something in front of Lurch there after the goal. This line, really want to see them get going here in this game. A lot of veterans, a lot of guys that know what John Carroll brings to the table. And for a veteran group, they want to come back after that rough loss last night to IUP.
Patton wins it over to Reed. It'll be sent around to be picked up. Sent in front. Reed had a chance. Gets his pocket picked right on the doorstep. And we move to Conway. Bad read by Hodgson. Here comes Conway. Saved away by Lurch. Draper will carry now. He's got 5 blue streaks around him. He gets hit. The puck goes right to Patton. He will send it around. Too fast for Lurch, and it'll make its way over to Fogarty. He'll send it behind his own net for Conway. Conway back to Fogarty. Past his stick, and it'll go to Wade. Wade to the slot. LaGreca's shot is saved away, and now the Colonials with it. Apud tries to find the stick of Walker. Can't find him. It'll eventually make its way to a Colonial stick. Digging for it. Walker with it. Back to the point. Apud just bounces off his stick. And regroup are the Colonials. Byrne will carry. He'll drop it back. Sharamonte sends it around. Walker behind the net towards the slot. Sharamonte can't pull the trigger. Here comes Young. Young with the puck for the Blue Streaks. Gets hit off his stick by Isaac, and now here come the Colonials. Shot there goes wide. Rebound. Lurch never saw where it was. Could have been a nice banking opportunity. That puck's going to enter the netting.
Just a weird bounce there for the Colonials, and that third line producing a lot less than the IUP game. Connor Moran getting on the score sheet again. He's been red hot. He's had a really phenomenal junior season. 7 goals, 15 points, 2 power play, and a shorty. And we were just reaching the halfway mark. I don't think Coach Joseph could have asked much more from his junior forward.
Definitely not. And on the draw is Martin. 4th line jumping on for the Colonials. As thrown out of the faceoff will be Colin Cronin. Martin on Martin. Colonial Martin wins the faceoff. Shot there is picked off, and now here comes Martin with the puck as he will turn it over to Isaac, but still with it now into the slot. Shot is blocked away by Byrne. To the point. Wigan's shot goes wide. Coburn never saw a big hit there, thrown by Pessanante. He'll get the puck now. Moves it across. Strutt. Tries to find the stick of Pessanante. Held up, though. Blue Streaks in the offensive zone. Makes a man miss. Huge hit opportunity. Just sidestep to the point. Wigan's shot goes wide. Luke Deacon with it. He'll send it behind. Oldie Splinta's shot gets deflected, saved away by Colburn. And the fire goes out for now.
As for the people above the Hatcher Club in that little spot over there, we see a lot of RMU alumni from these club sports teams, a lot of recent and old up there enjoying some pizza and some brews, watching on the Colonials. But it's great to have a bunch of alumni in attendance here for this game tonight. And they love playing John Carroll. Love to watch it.
Moving in, Colonials trying to beat Luke Deacon. Can't get around him, though. Was where the Colonials sent across, sent towards the slot. That pass by Hurst, just going wide. Moving up to Malley. Will be taken now by Dobransky. He's fighting with a couple 5-on-5 action. Conway shot gets kicked away by Dobransky. Tries to find its way back to a John Carroll stick and won't. Hurst now. He'll move in. Moves it over to Rorick. Rorick dancing around. Can't get around them. Malley takes a tumble. Still finds his way to Sawicki. Gets knocked off, though, by Finnegan. Rorick bounces it off the boards. Hurst on the chase with Miller. Sent into the slot. Save there by Lurch. And a whistle.
This top line starting to get their groove back together. We said Ragno only came back into the lineup last week. from injury. They thought they were going to be out a lot longer than that. But to start the year, this line of Hurst, Ragnow, and Vorik was just incredible until the Ragnow injury. You mentioned Vorik in the opener. I'm not sure many heard you, but we'll touch on all those stats later on. But he's been nothing short of amazing.
John Carroll wins that draw. They'll send it behind. Deacon will move that one forward, out of reach, though, as fanning on that one was Patton, who will eventually make its way behind the net to Reed. Keith Reed, the captain of these Colonials, dangles around Wade, will move it back to the D, in a Pood, who will move back to Reed, who sends it up to Draper. Draper makes a man miss. Moving in. Shot. He will score! Tyler Draper! And it's tied at 1.
What a beautiful move from Tyler Draper. Makes one man miss, dangles his way in, and just sniped Brody Lurch. And for someone that's been here and done that, Draper, you gotta make no mistake with open space like that. Beautifully done from the grad student. Burn and a Pood on the back end?
No.
I don't know. It's hard to read the numbers. I don't know what you're telling me.
Reed and a Pood.
Reed and a Pood. Oh, that was an 8.
Yeah.
I thought it was 22 or so. I was like, what are you telling me?
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw Pood issuing to the official. Sent in by John Carroll. It'll be held by Hodgson. I'm good.
That was pretty good. Draper, Reed, and Pood.
Young loses it behind the net, sent towards the slot there by Martin. Intercepted, though, by Olszewski. Turned over. Now the Colonials with a chance. No one there. Could have had a grade A opportunity off that turnover. Is now her moving in. Tries to find the pass. No one there. Walker will clear and will be. And no icing as it's won by Deacon. Deacon will try and flip that one up. Her will turn it over, and it'll be picked up by Kohlberg. Over to Isaac. Tic-tac-toe passing here. Kohlberg shot blockered away. Rebound sent in front, digging for it. There, Passanante. He had a grade A chance.
Looking for his second in as many days, so it would have been huge there for RMU.
Deacon will send it in. Blue streaks are offside, so Byrne will have it with lots of time behind his own net. He'll move it over. Passanante goes for a spin, misses it, but the clearing attempt is deflected. As we do see a bunch of D3 Colonials as they get back from their trip to IUP, maybe we'll figure out how that game went.
Eventually we'll get a word from somebody to pass along.
Cronin will carry in for the Blue Flashes into the slot off the side of the net. Off that shot, saved again. 2 more saves there as Finnegan has to hold a blue streak back.
There's a reason why you have guys like Finnegan and Dobransky on your roster, and that's to just make sure no one touches your goaltender. It helps that they're good offensively, too. But prevent anything in front of Colburn, you're helping your goaltender on any day of the week there. Also going back to Draper, as for him, second goal in as many days. He's starting to get hot.
Face-off is won there by Rorik. Chipped there by Ragnow. Tried to find Rorik out of his reach. Sawicki, he'll move it over. Miller gets pinched by Finnegan. Sawicki will pick up the loose puck, sends it towards the slot, taking out the goaltender. Finnegan, he'll have it at the goal line. It'll go back to the point to Deacon. Deacon to Malley. Malley will send it down. Finnegan fighting for it. Malley will pick up the loose puck. Back to Deacon. Deacon tries to send it back to Malley. It'll go to Sawicki. Can't find the back of the net. Here's Ragnow with it for the Colonials. Over to Hurst. Michael Hurst will carry in. Shot there. Blocker padded away. My mistake. And covered.
So the official update from IUP versus RMU D3, 7-2 Crimson Hawks.
So almost an identical showing to last night.
Yep.
Just a couple levels below.
7-3 D1 IUP wins, D3 7-2 IUP wins. Not IUP has the Colonials number this time around.
Reed will send that one toward the net. It'll make its way in a huge hit by Reed there on Deacon, as that one's going to be sent back the length of the ice by Patton for an icing, as the Colonials now have a defensive zone draw.
I think it's a good time to mention as well, George Makakostas is in the alumni suite, I should say. Charity game official, January 10th, first Mercyhurst Lakers. Official announcements of Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, Eric Carlson, and Drew O'Connor in attendance. The jerseys are red this year, benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Charities.
You missed a big name.
Oh, it's not official yet.
It was on the post.
Sidney Crosby?
Yeah.
He's just in the picture. It wasn't in the listed. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
for
he
sure,
was.
for sure. He was?
He was. He was
All right.
in the bottom.
Sorry, Sidney Crosby is also going to be there. I know it's pretty big. I don't know if it was officially official. I just saw he was in the picture. That's all.
As that news breaks, the Colonials in the offensive zone. Reed will not kept into the line by Apud as the Colonials have to touch up. Sent around by Conway. Off of Deacon's stick, Apud fighting for it and sent back out. That one will go all the way to the goaltender as Sharamonti, dangerous on that forecheck.
He really is. That whole line is. They're just kind of the hard-nosed, put your head down and go to work kind of guys.
Will make its way to the red line. Isaac will try and flip that one forward, and a huge hit there by Fogarty on Martin. And puck was nowhere near, and no call.
I'm surprised they're not going to get one here. I mean, that was just blatant at center ice. The Blue Streaks are definitely going to get away with one, but Moran's going to continue to yap. But I definitely think a missed call here.
Oh, I was mistaken. You were right.
Yeah, not officially official.
Not official. So it's not confirmed. We don't know if that's confirmed.
I hope. I really hope.
Her moving in from the slot goes wide. Colonials battling for it along the boards. Will go behind the net. Shea to the point. Shot goes wide. Severino will send that one, and that will go the length of the ice. No icing is called. Conway back to pick it up. Conway holding. Moves it up to her. To Shea. Shea fighting for it. Isaac will take the loose puck and move it over to Byrne. Byrne will leave it for Martin. A lot of bodies, and now Byrne will have it again. He'll move it over to Isaac. Isaac will flip it into the zone. Young back to grab it for the Blue Streaks. And it will be passed across to his D partner. Sent backwards. And the length of the ice for an icing.
Kind of quiet these last couple of minutes here, Andrew, between these two. No one getting really A-plus chances that we saw in the first couple of minutes. Both teams kind of figured each other out here. I think if it ends 1-1, they go to the room. Both teams definitely got to change something up because neither team's really budging.
Face-off lost by Rorick, and now here come the Blue Streaks. Plinta will try and leave it. He'll get it back now. Along the near board, set back, and Finnegan will move it. Young will intercept the clearing attempt, is now digging for it along the boards. Will make its way to Hurst for the Colonials. His pass to Rorick goes wide. He will pick it back up towards the boards. Tried to split the defense. Ragnar will grab it. Shot there by Rorick goes into the corner off the pad. It'll be sent back a Blue Streak way as the Colonials getting more physical as here comes Rorick. He holds the puck, shot into the glove and saved away by Lurch.
I don't know if you saw, Andrew, right as Ragno and a blue streak kind of collided at first. He went back again to finish what he started, and then went to Ryan Young along the board and said, I'm not done. Corbin Ragnow was on a mission to lay the boom, and he did it twice on that play.
Things are getting physical in this game. Looks like the linesman talking to a referee saying, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Maybe you should start using your eyes.
Yeah. Definitely got to keep your head up here.
As the ref drops the puck, not into the circle, so we will go back again. As the linesman's going to get into the face of a blue streak.
Yeah, Ethan Miller's really getting the brunt of this right now.
As he's going to be thrown from the face-off dot. Interesting, because that shot's going to go to Apoud. Apoud tries to go for Patton. Patton will send it down for Reed. Reed to the slot. Draper's shot goes wide. Reed with it, tries to go up to Hodgson. Hodgson will make his way back to Reed. Over to Apoud. Apoud's shot blocked away and into the netting. But the Colognes were buzzing there for a solid 15 seconds.
No, they really were. Some good movement from this line. Getting the Lurch to move around his goal crease. And I think Miller was just kind of thrown off with the whole face-off thing. You know, you get tossed and someone else has to come and he's like, what did I do wrong? So at that point, you don't have a true centerman in the face-off circle, and you're just kind of scrambling to get back into position at that point.
Reed wins that draw again over to Patton, to Apoud. Apoud fans on it. He takes a tumble, and now Hodgson has to defend a 2-on-1. Getting back is Patton, though, and he might have saved a goal there.
Yeah, he definitely did. Got right into the hands of Sawicki and takes the net off with him. But Patton is 100% going to take a visit to Mr. Ross McLean's penalty box area. And John Carroll will head to the power play.
A worthwhile penalty for sure, as if he doesn't do that, it's definitely a goal against.
You also see the trainer leaving the John Carroll bench. Not sure who he was checking out there, but a return to his Patrick. So two good things for John Carroll. Seems like our player's good to go, and they head to the power play.
Yeah, but I think they would have preferred the goal than the
Yeah,
power
100%.
play. John Carroll will win that one. It'll go back to Fogarty. Across, shot is blocked by Moran. Back to the point. Young to Fogarty. His shot goes wide. Deacon over to Young. Young back to Fogarty. Deacon's shot gets deflected. As here comes Moran. Short-handed, 2-on-2. Sends it towards the net, saved away by Lurch. Colognes have to get back. LaGreca with it. Sends it for Malley behind the net. Valley to the point. Deacon. Moving in, shot goes wide. That one from Weigand. Cronin will move it to LaGreca. Back behind the net. Back to Cronin. To the top, to Deacon. Deacon fakes. Back to Cronin. Weigand. Deacon's shot goes wide. Malley to Cronin. Back to Deacon. Deacon back to Malley. Malley gets it poked off his stick by Finnegan. It'll go to Cronin. Back to Deacon. Deacon across. Weigand's shot is blocked and into the netting. Malley had a great chance because Coburn was fully sold that was a shot. The pass goes down, and Coburn is completely bamboozled, falling left and right. Malley unable to get a shot across before Coburn's back in his ready position.
No, he was. He really bid on that, and there's a good chance on the back door for John Carroll to get there. Also, something to note, the linesman and the referee were talking on the blue line during that first bit of the power play, just standing by the penalty box doors. Just talk. I don't know what that one was about.
Cronin with it. Makes a man miss. He'll move into the slot. Shot gets tipped wide by Coburn. Sawicki with it. Back to Cronin. Cronin was one more to Weigand. Across. Shot. Shouldered away and hit the roof as called on by Nate Isaac.
Yeah, Nate Isaac doing a little officiating himself there to make sure they know where that puck went. But 8 seconds to go, RMU on the brink of getting the kill.
And it's been all John Carroll, really.
It has not looked pretty for RMU, but Colburn's kept them alive. Some couple tiny breakups have helped out a lot there as well. But
despite a lot of puck movement, I've only like 2 really saves at all for Coburn on this power play.
yeah, but the shot attempts, I'd say, are a lot higher in favor of JCU.
Poked away there by Hurst, as he might have saved a good one there. Isaac process. Colonials back to even strength now. Tipped by Ragno, and now they have an offensive chance. He'll drop it to Hurst. Hurst shot goes wide. Be picked up by Savarino. He gets past Isaac, 2-on-1 for the Blue Streak. Shot there goes wide. Ragno, he'll move it over to Rorick. Rorick with speed, gets around Conway, still with it. Shot there, save made. Rebound digging for it is Hurst. Rebound for Ragno. Unable to make it. It'll go back to Isaac at the point. Isaac's shot blocked by Ragno. Savarino tries to clear. He will. And that'll go all the way past the Colonial bench to Isaac, who'll move it over to Byrne as the Blue Streaks get 2 people off. Sending in as the Colonials go for almost a full sail. Rorick will stay on the ice for the pinch. Conway moves it to Cronin. Cronin carrying in. Drops it. Shot there. Gets blockered away. Back to Fogarty. Fogarty's shot goes wide. Reed with it now. He'll move it. Tries to move it up. It'll eventually make its way to Draper. Draper dancing. Sent in. Just wide. Could have had another one.
Yeah, really good look there for Draper. Something both teams have done is just make defensemen miss.
Cronin will get it at the center ice dot. It gets chipped by Finnegan into the John Carroll bench.
We saw with Draper down there, another dangle to put himself in separation. John Carroll's done about 2 or 3 times off the wall, making guys like Byrne, Apud miss on the first attempt and make those 2-on-1 opportunities. It's just something they've done really well, and a lot of board luck to go their way. And the Colonials just kind of get stuck in that 2-on-1 pinch the other way, and an A-plus chance for John Carroll.
Digging for it off the draw is Moran. He'll send it in. Shiramonte, he forced the defender to miss the puck, sent in. Oh, Moran! Could have had a great chance from Walker. Digging for it. Walker still. It'll make its way to Wade for John Carroll as they will send it in. Chasing after it is Dobransky. He'll get there for the Colonials, but John Carroll picks his pocket. Finnegan with a block, though, on Deacon. Dobransky with it. Who'll move it over. Shiramonte. Up to Moran. Moran tries to get around a lot of Blue Streaks. Eventually we'll send it in as we have 23 to go in the first. Young, who move it over. LaGreca carries towards the slot. Can't get the shot off. Dobransky digging for it. 9 seconds. Moves it over to Moran. Tries to find Shiramonte. He'll send it in on net. Coming out to Patton. Oh! Shot there. Could have caught Lurch off guard. Ending up making the save, though.
Yeah, John Carroll thought they had enough time to just kind of let him go. Patton gets one off right as it hits 0. So a really good chance there. But for both teams, started off really strong, had that middle stretch where it kind of went quiet. John Carroll picked it up towards the end, and they're probably carrying most of the momentum going into the locker room here.
I'd say it's the opposite. I think the Colonials... maybe I'm just forgetting a couple things, but I think the Colonials had a lot of good chances there at the end of the period, and I think there's no really momentum at all either side.
You can see it both ways, honestly, because you just kind of goes through this little roller coaster stretch, be like, oh, here's John Carroll's chances, oh, here's RMU's chances. It's just kind of where the wave ends. I don't really know where that wave ends right now. It's kind of in both sides.
I'd say it's right down the middle, right down Broadway.
That's how we like it here, huh? CHMA action, right down the middle, tied 1-1.
Right down the middle, tied 1-1. We will see you in 14 and a half minutes for period number 2. Welcome back for period number 2 of Colonials and Blue Streaks. It is 1-1. After 1, we get ready for the second period.
This should be a very fun second period here, Andrew. Both teams get the rest, the reset. Something that we didn't have earlier in the day was 2 ice cuts. I'm really excited for that. But the longer we get to see these 2 teams on the ice is the better for you guys watching them and for us to call it. I think the second period is going to be a very physical one. And hopefully the schemes change on both sides to get something going for both teams here to make sure that 1-1 score does not remain when we finish up period 2.
I mean, low-scoring games can still be fun. This one's been good so far.
Yeah. I'm just saying, do I think it'll remain 1-1 after 2? I don't. I think it'll be at least 2-1.
Well, yeah. I could see it being a 2-1 final.
Oh, that's bold. I like that. Low-scoring hockey.
Will it? Probably not. I'd say the probability is pretty low on that.
Yeah, I mean, John Carroll only beat Mercyhurst by a touchdown and the extra point. But also RMU lost by a touchdown and extra point, but at least they got a field goal on the scoreboard. So both these teams, we know, they know how to score goals. I mean, the Temple game, they put up a nice little 9-10 slot. These are dangerous offensive weapons on the ice.
Puck is up and puck is down. Miller wins the draw back to his D, and John Carroll will take the puck off the draw. We'll make it over to Wigand. Wigand up to Malley. He'll chip it between his own legs, and it'll go all the way down to be picked up by Finnegan. Finnegan's pass is chipped away, and now Wigand will hold it. Wigand will hold it again over to Malley, who will chip it back in once more, and Finnegan will get there again. This time pressured off the puck, as now it's going to be Rorick with it. Rorick turns it over to Miller, who will send it back into the Colonial zone. And now Finnegan, once again, will corral it behind his own net. He'll leave it for Hurst. Hurst tries to get it out this time. He will carry it out, moves it over to Rorick, and now the Colonials with a little bit of a break here. Rorick shot, he will score! Devin Rorick continues his hot streak.
You talk about someone who has been nothing short of insane. Coming into the weekend, he had an 8-game point streak. That came to a stoppage last night. He was 4th in the entire league in points, tied for 3rd in the entire league in goals, 4th in points per game, and tied for 8th in power play goals. That's a lot of numbers to run through. And the most important one, tied for 2nd in CMHA points. Or maybe now full possession of 2nd place in CHMA points.
He was first.
I'm sorry, Deacon was behind him.
Yes, Deacon was behind him.
But just shows you how incredible Devin Rourke has been for this team.
Wade's shot gets deflected. He will extend his lead to 3 points ahead of Deacon for the lead. Shot there by Wade is blocked away by Hodgson. Poked out by Draper. He gets hauled down. No call. He'll flip it all the way across. Oh, Reed could have had a great chance there. He will send it back in now. Left behind the net. Patton with a big hit. Deacon gets hit off. Hodgson sent in. Patton cannot jump high enough. He is no Cristiano Ronaldo. Moving forward now. LaGreca. He'll leave it for Deacon. Deacon tries to go back, or LaGreca goes through his legs. Reed with it. His pass gets intercepted. It's going to be picked up by Patton, who will leave it behind for Apood, who will hold it behind his net. What do we got for this goal here?
Official goal reads Rorick's 15th of the season with Mike Hurst on the back end as that puck heads into the netting. Out of play. I know we talked a lot about Rorick and how great he's been, but let's talk about Michael Hurst. 20 points on the season now. Last season coming in, the Chatham transfer had 22 points the entire season, and he's already almost at that milestone. Incredible stuff from the junior.
Colonials will win that draw. It'll be sent back. Walker with it. He turns it over. Shea. Shot goes wide. Shea still with it. Fighting with Isaac. It'll eventually poke its way out. Sharamonte digging for it. Young will send it right back in. Still digging out of the Colonials. It'll eventually make its way to Moran. Moran will move it over to Sharamonte, but turned over to Young. Young will send it over to Hare. Misses his stick, and now it'll go to Byrne. Byrne to Isaac. Isaac towards the middle, Walker, and it'll get chipped on net and covered by Lurch.
Good stop from Lurch. Cover up as Colonials really swarming. JCU had a couple of good chances down low there, but seemingly the second period, whatever was set in that locker room, RMU came out buzzing. Really good shift from that first line to score. Second line came out with a good chance as well. And then the third line buzzing in front of Lurch again.
First line back out. Deacon will send that one around. Byrne not able to get there as the Blue Streaks will now carry. In the offensive zone, chipped across, just out of reach. Hurst will try and move it up. Gets intercepted by Martin. Martin's shot saved away. and covered by Coburn. He got caught. He got fooled again on that one. Thought the pass was coming as he moves across.
Yeah, he did, but gets across and gets the stop. Had a little trouble covering up with Tanner Plinta in his blue paint, but does get the stoppage and whistle to the right of him.
One back by John Carroll. Deacon will try and send it to Wigand. He'll go out of his reach, poked wide, and icing is called on the Colonials.
I don't think it's a bad thing with the line that's stuck on the ice, though, if you're Coach Joseph here. The Rorik, Ragnow, and Hurst. Ragnow first home game back in the lineup for him. He's a much-needed piece to this RMU offense. Got hurt in the first game of the season against Canisius, and they are really fortunate to have him back in the lineup. I know excited everyone was to get him in the lineup. They thought they were going to be out longer until January, but here he is in mid-November, lacing up again.
Ragnow will try and flip it to Rorik. Can't get there. Deacon will send it in, and Coburn will hold it behind the net. Clearing attempt will go straight to the stick of Deacon as he will pass it over to Malley, over to Sawicki. Ragnow fighting with him. Back behind. Will make its way to Deacon at the point. High shot there. Looked like a floater there. Going for a three-pointer for sure.
A lot of other sports references in the second period here, Andrew.
I'll keep working them in. Ragnow will move it to Byrne. Byrne makes his man miss. Over to Isaac. Isaac will move it up to Rorik. Rorik gets around Wigand. Puts on the brakes. Tries to find his demon, and Byrne just bounces over his stick. Finnegan over to Rorik. Rorik in deep. Lurch out to play it. Doesn't realize Hurst the first one to it. Hurst now in a board battle. Tried to get it to Strutt, but turned over. Sent around Malley. He gets hit by Finnegan, kept into the line by Rorik, but he'll give it right over to Deacon, who will try and find Sawicki. Broken up for a second there, and eventually it'll be picked up by Dobransky. He gets it poked off by LaGreca. LaGreca's pass is blocked by Dobransky. Fighting for it. Sent all the way around. Conway can't keep it in, as LaGreca looked like he was about to grab that one, but can't, as now Finnegan will hold it for the Colonials. Finnegan over. Passanante. Tries to find Martin, can't. Now it's carried by Wade for the Blue Streaks. Poke to the wall, LaGreca with it. He'll give it back to Wade. Wade back to Fagarty to Wade. Wade down one more time, sent across, shot there, blocked. And Strutt can't get it out. Shot there goes deflected wide. Passanante moves it back to Finnegan. Digging for it, LaGreca behind the net. Out to the D to LaGreca, to Conway. Now Dobransky. He'll move it over. Passanante back, Martin, shot. Rebound is free. Unable to get there. As now here come the Blue Streaks, 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Across, falling is Deacon, tries to find the man, and he scores. Peyton Fagarty, and it's back tied.
Yeah, just a bad collapse there, and Fogarty has some room to sneak that one in, and Patrick Colburn and John Carroll battling back to get one on the board. Fogarty's 7th of the season, and they really needed that one.
As a huge pass there as he's on his behind as he passes that one. Unable to get across was Coburn. Interesting, don't know if you've noticed this in past years, but John Carroll take their gloves off to go through the handshake, go through the line at the bench.
I think that they've done that every year. I'm not 100% certain on that, but a unique tradition that they do.
Apu try and keeps that one in, chipped out, but Hodgson will get there. He'll move it over to Reed. Reed. He gets it poked off his stick, but straight to Patton. Patton's shot glove saved away by Lurch.
So Deacon and Wade get the assist on the back end. So Deacon is going to go quietly in the CHMA scoring title race. They're back to where they started coming into this game.
Yes.
It's a 2-point differential.
It's a 2-point differential, 26-24.
It's a lot of points.
Yes, it is. John Carroll carrying. Moves it over to Martin. Martin tries to find a man. Tipped on net by Hodgson. Digging for it. Hodgson still in Coburn's crease as he was trying to cover the post. That will sent the length of the ice and will be an icing. Unable to pick up was the Blue Flashers. Blue Streaks.
You're getting your Kent State.
I'm getting mixed up, and I don't know why.
It's okay. But Blue Streaks get a little break. I thought maybe they'd wave it off, but that puck had some eyes and kept rolling down the ice. And John Carroll will get another offensive zone draw here. Puck's really bouncing in favor of them as of late.
Cronin will win it to Martin. He'll make it back to the point. Young's shot gets tipped by Draper. Cronin, to the point, shot save made. And a scrum in front after the late whack on Coburn.
Get some fight bells going. And Hodgson just didn't like that extra tack and immediately goes for the takedown. That was a much better fight than we saw between Paul and Tyson last night on Netflix. I'd pay admission to see that fight on the ice 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Looks like no penalties either way. Refs are going to let everything go here, but probably a warning to both sides.
Probably.
Let's keep the scrums up the whistle to a minimal, which in CHMA terms is still go after each other.
That'll make its way back to Young. Barely keeps it in. He fumbles it. Sent in, and it's in the corner now. It'll find its way to Martin. He'll move it over Moran over to Cheramonte. Cheramonte in. Shot goes wide. Hodgson at the point. As a big reverse hit there by Hodgson. Sent into the blue paint. Moran can't bury it. It'll be sent the length of the ice now. Hodgson will pick it up. He'll move it over. Intercepted by Cronin. Cronin finds Plinta. Plinta across. Shot save made by Coburn. Apood avoids a hit, takes a tumble. Still with it. Who'll move it up. Sent in deep. Chasing is Moran. As trying to throw a reverse hit was Wigand. Blue Streak still with possession. Severino. Shot gloved away by Coburn and covered. Whistle. Huge hit by Hodgson.
Yeah, that was an incredible reverse hit by Hodgson, and really feeling the brunt that was Tanner Plinta. As eventually gets that shot on Coburn, trying to make him pay for it. Coburn squared to and make the stop. Which is just riding the momentum after a big hit from your alternate captain.
As that one will bounce off, and here we go. Colonials 2-0. Ragno missed. The net was Hurst. Hurst with another chance to Rorik. He can't find it. Rorik takes a tumble 2-0, and the shot goes wide. Shea looking to make them pay for that. Over. Deacon. Shot. Saved away. Hurst digging for it. It'll make its way to Deacon. He gets hit off by Hurst. As we get a penalty here, I believe, on Hurst.
Yep.
For retaliation on Deacon.
Got him under the helmet. That's just, if you're going to retaliate, you got to go lower. You can't ride the helmet up that high. That was just a bad penalty there by Mike Hurst. Not sure if it was the neck area or where he got him, but definitely up high.
Like.
Hurst has taken some penalties like that before in his RMU career. And he'll send RMU on to the penalty kill. They're so far 1-for-1 on the kill. And a big one here in the mix of the second period.
Makes his way to Deacon. Deacon's shot goes wide. Rebound is available. Poked away by Finnegan. Walker. He will send it the length of the ice. Cleared down. Lurch will leave it off for Fogarty. Fogarty moves this one up. LaGreca over to Deacon. Deacon tries to find a stick, finds a skate instead, and it tips out to center. Deacon has some trouble with it. He'll get it back, though. Over to Malley. Malley to Deacon. Back to Fogarty. Back to Deacon. Fogarty. Young. Shot, save made. Rebound is loose. Digging for it are both teams. It'll make its way in the corner. Hodgson will send it around and out. Colonials forwards get a change here as Fogarty will hold behind the net. Behind his own net, I should say.
Yeah, that was a mad scramble in front. You saw, 8 players in that blue paint binking for that puck?
Up to Miller. Miller across to Cronin as he will carry. He gets bodied by Finnegan. Digging for it. Reed will get it out. Makes it through all the beams. Makes it to two beams up top. And stays in play.
That should be an Olympic sport right there, of how well that was placed.
Wade carrying. Back to Wygand. Across. Cronin to Wygand. To Wade. Takes it down. Sawicki. Wygand's shot goes wide. Wade behind the net. Tries to find Cronin. Won't find him, and that'll clear. Time expires on the penalty. Hurst is set free. Poked away by Hodgson. He'll try and move to Hurst. He will. It'll make its way to Ragno. Corbin Ragno moving in. Can't get around Cronin. Sawicki with it. He'll leave it for Wygand, who gives it right back to Sawicki. He'll carry. He'll drop it to Wygand. Shot there. Gets blocked by Byrne. Into the corner. Byrne fighting for it. Gives it off to Hodgson. A lot of bodies digging for it. It'll come to Hodgson. He will send it around to Ragno, who will chip it around Wygand. Now he has some space to carry. Wygand. Ragno's shot saved away. Rourke with it. He gets it. He gets pickpocketed. Now he'll send it across to Shea. Shea tries to drop to Luke Deacon. But here come the Colonials. It's Ragno. Tries to send it in for Rourke. It gets blocked by Fogarty. Wade will have it. Moves it over to her. Her carrying in. Dangles both defensemen. Poked away by Coburn. Draper will come out of the corner with it. He'll move it over to Patton. Patton to Reed. Keith Reed carrying in towards the slot. Sticked away. Wade loses it to Byrne. Patton will send it in. Lurch will leave it for his defenseman. Conway up to Wade. Wade will send it in. Finnegan lays a hit. Wade moves it back to Young. Young to Conway. Conway, his shot gets tipped by Draper. Wade will pick it up. Toward the slot, Deacon's shot gets gloved away and into the corner. Finnegan, he'll flip it, and it will hit a beam. That time, he is not as good as Keith Reed.
No, it's just Reed has that one more year of experience at the beams, so Finnegan just got to learn and adapt to it. But, no, these beams are a pain in the behind, I'll tell you. Not a lot of rinks have them, I think, as low as we do. Some even lower. But you got to make do with what you got. I mean, you can only complain so much about it.
Finnegan will move it up. Martin fighting for it. Miller. As Finnegan runs into Miller. Miller was unhappy. Kohlberg. He'll hold it the Foxes logo. Flip it towards center ice. Will make it through. Sawicki now with it. Dobransky lines him up. Finnegan with it. He'll leave it for Passanante, who will hold. He'll move it to Dobransky. Dobransky over to Martin. Penalty coming for the blue streaks. I got to get over that. As a tripping call against the Blue Streaks. And it will be Anthony Sawicki.
I think it was more of a knee than a trip. But tomato, and I guess in that scenario, but Anthony Sawicki will have to sit. The GOAT 4v4 legend had 15 goals, 30 points with Penn's Elite last year. Played for Team White in the GOAT 4v4. A little interesting stat. I was sitting here going through my old Google Sheets, like, what team did he play for? I forget. Only a couple months ago. Older brother Nick plays in the NAHL. Got to throw the weird stats out there.
Ragno will win that one back. Rorik to Hurst, back to Rorik. Moran. In front, Draper. Shot by Rorik goes wide. Hurst to Ragno. Ragno will have it. Ragno will finally get it out from Young's skates. Make its way to Hurst. Back to Rorik, to Hurst. Tries to find Moran. Cleared, but kept in by Rorik. Penalty coming, 5-on-3. Ragno will send it in. Shot by Draper. Rebound, digging for it. And finally taking it. 112 of 5-on-3. The bench screaming. I don't know if they're screaming at Coburn to come to the bench or to give him the puck.
I think a mixture of both. But regardless, Ryan Young will sit for interference. He took down Draper. I thought they were going to get Draper for throwing the stick at the end of that whistle. Thankfully, they didn't if you're a Colonial fan. But this 5-on-3 is game-changing at this point. You have a minute and 12 of a 5-on-3. You got to do something with it.
One to Draper. Draper back to Rorik. Rorik to Draper. Back to Rorik. To Draper again. Back to the top. Shot. Scores! Devin Rorik. And it's 3-2. Colonials.
What a shot from Rorik. The patience at the top of the slot. Waiting. Screen was perfect. Lurch had no idea where that was going. Make it 2 on the game. That's a redemption tour for 19 without a point last night. And man, oh man. Just when you think you've stopped him, he comes back even stronger.
As he extends his lead back to 3 over Deacon with his 27th point.
Yeah, 27 points, 16 goals.
As he's going to climb the ACHA rankings for sure tonight. Shermonti drops it to Reed. Reed back to Finnegan. To Hodgson. Over, Walker. Down. Shermonti to Walker. Back to Shermonti. Tries to feed Finnegan, won't be able to. Kept at the line by Shermonti. He'll move it over. Hodgson just barely over the line as they were digging close. And now the first power play is going to jump back on here.
Still got a minute 15 of a power play. Got to make the most of it, but a lot of fans were not happy with that offside call. Puck barely over that blue line. Referee, or linesman, I should say, right on it for there.
I think the first one was further over the line than that one.
I 100% agree. It was offsides either way.
As John Carroll wins that draw, they're going to send it the length of the ice. Rorik will pick it up behind the net. He will carry. He has speed. Runs into Deacon, but he'll drop to Ragno. Ragno around towards the slot. Rebound, digging for it was Draper. Pinching is Hurst. Hurst. Back to Ragno. Back over to Hurst. Hurst. His shot gets blocked. Here comes the Blue Streaks moving in. Breakaway. Save made by Coburn. Deacon gets laid out by Ragno. Huge hit behind the net. Hurst to Rorik. He'll drop it to Draper. Back to Rorik. Can't get the pass across. Digging for it. Battle along the near wall. Cleared out. Byrne has to get on his horse. Instead, Coburn will get on his horse. He'll move it up to Draper. Draper to Hurst. Penalty expires. Colonials get one on the 5-on-3, as that'll go the length of the ice off of two Colonials, too. Coburn will leave it for Byrne. Byrne. Passanante. He'll leave it for Martin. Turned over. Byrne, great pinch there. Moves it over to Strutt. Strutt, it gets chipped in. Martin can't get there. Wigand will have it. He'll move it to Deacon. Luke Deacon, that is. He will flip it off the glass. It'll make its way to Byrne. As he gets hit, he'll turn it right over. Carrying in. Byrne doing a great job pushing to the outside. Make its way to the point to Fogarty. Fogarty's shot, rebound, tipped in. Right in front for Camden Martin. His fourth. And it's tied again.
He's been hot. Camden Martin, 3 goals in his last 2 games for the Pittsburgh alum. When you come back home and play a team that you kind of just grew up around and you get a goal against them, I think there's an extra special feel to it. And for the freshman Camden Martin, he's been just riding the hot wave and now being the hero for John Carroll to tie this game at 3.
Apud will move it to Patton. Patton finds Reed, who will send it in towards Draper. Draper tries to get around Fogarty. Battle along the ball. Reed will try and send it to Apud, goes past him. Hodgson. Over to Apud. Up to Draper. Draper will try and chip it to Patton, turned over. There's a big hit there, and that will be called. Moving in. Shea, shot, save made. And finally a whistle as...
Uh-oh. Oh no. Coach Joseph and John Carroll's coaches are going to meet. And I think JCU might get a penalty out of this. Just from what I saw, I thought that was shoulder.
No, it was knee.
It was knee?
It was
Okay.
100% knee.
You saw a little bit better than I did. But if it was the knee, he went flying off the impact.
John Carroll coach screaming at Coach Joseph as they're going to discuss something. I assume it's that, but it may be.
He's still going.
Coach Joseph was actually telling him to calm down, and he understood the frustration is what I got from what the response.
The one thing I've never seen from Coach Joseph is him that calm with someone screaming at him. That is actually a first.
Yeah. It looked like he was actually trying to calm the situation, being like, I agree with your assumption that was a knee.
Yes.
But I don't know what the scream was.
John Carroll benches obviously won 5, so do the fans beside us. But Bia Severino.
Is there a 5 for that?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. Just a simple trip is right now. Severino will head to the bench with some laboring. But seems to be okay. Only 2:27 to go, so he could be just riding it on the bench for right now. It's only a 2.
It is only a 2.
As you said, Andrew, I'm not sure if you can really add much.
I don't think you can get a 5 for tripping.
I don't think you can.
Or a kneeing.
Because I don't think there's a double major as well for a knee. That would be just not a game misconduct at that point.
I mean, we may not know the rules perfectly, but I don't believe there is anything more for a trip, because that was what the call was.
Yes. A knee, I think, is a completely different scenario.
Shot there goes way high. We'll go back to Fogarty. Across to Young. Back to Young. Over to Fogarty. Deacon. Shot goes off the side of the net. Malley. Back behind. Back to the point, Young. Over to Fogarty. Will make its way across. Shot there goes through the paint and wide. Fogarty at the point. Over to Young. Back to Fogarty. Across. LaGreca's shot is saved away by Coburn and covered.
Good read to get over in time to stop that one on LaGreca. Colburn's looked really sharp in period 2 here. A very aggressive goaltender. Challenged well, got to his sides very well in this period. Is really a big reason why the score's remaining 3-3.
Medic is leaving the bench. Don't know if he's going to get a bag or something, because he did not enter the bench with a bag because he was on the ice. LaGreca in the slot. Shot save made by Coburn. Malley behind the net. Make its way back to Young. Young over to Fogarty. Down. Deacon. Shot goes wide. Young at the point. To Malley. Young. Over to Fogarty. Down. Deacon. Fogarty. Deacon. Fogarty digging for it. Behind the net. A lot of chances, but not a lot of shots. Shot, he will score. Just as I say that, Deacon will score. And it is 4-3 in favor of John Carroll.
Deacon continues the heater. 9 goals on his season. A big power play goal for John Carroll to get their lead back. As for the penalty goes for RMU, can only do so much there. And just a beautifully placed pass there up they get from Fogarty.
As I speak it into existence, it's not a lot of shots for John Carroll on the power play. They get one and score. As that penalty I think, kind of rejuvenated this John Carroll team that was kind of dormant, I'd say, for this period. I mean, they got one. They got two, actually, before that. But they were just kind of happened. But now it seems like their heads are fully in gear now.
Yeah, it's just your one guy goes down, you got to defend him. And the best way to do that is on the score sheet. And that's exactly what they do with a powerful shot from Sean Deacon.
Carrying Cronin. Back to Deacon. Martin behind. Finnegan wrapping his guy. Cronin will lose it. It'll go back to Wigan. His shot goes wide. Deacon. Cronin. 20 seconds to go. Blocked by Rorick. He'll try and clear it out for Ragno. Can't do so. It'll be sent back in. Finnegan. Around for Ragno. Colonial's just trying to end this period. Finnegan will send it all the way down. And that will do it for the second period. Definitely something to watch is everything going on at the end of this period.
Yeah, Finnegan and Plinta getting into Plinta with a little love to Finnegan's upper stick there, and referees have to come separate. Just a word of advice, I wouldn't pick on a 6'4" injury Finnegan if I were you, but, you know, to each his own. And this is going to get very physical very fast.
This is going to be, I'm not going to say dirty, but not the best.
No. A lot of turmoil, a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming from both benches. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting, that's for sure. We will be back for that in 14 minutes and 40 seconds. We will see you for the third period. Welcome back for period number 3. Colonials and Blue Streaks here. It is 4-3 in favor of the Blue Streaks. Controversial moments at the end of the second, as I don't know how this period is going to go.
I think the number one thing if you're a Colonial on the ice is just to keep your head up, especially if your name is Hunter Hodgson.
If you have the number 1 and 3 combined, your car's lights are on.
Yes. There's a strong chance that he will be on the receiving end of some hits. If you're John Carroll, though, you got to keep your composure. You have the lead going into this third period. As much as you want to retaliate, as much as you want to go hunting for some heads, you got to stay cool. You got to keep it calm, because RMU's the one that's down. They're going to be the one that's going to make them pay, or might take this stupid penalty. They have more to lose right now. John Carroll needs to just easy shut up and play.
Yep.
That's simple as that.
As we get ready here, it is time for puck drop. It'll be won by the Flashes by Miller. Moved up to Sawicki. Intercepted by Ragnar. It'll go back to Deacon. Weigand over to Deacon. Finds Sawicki again. Can't find anyone. It'll go to Finnegan. Out of his reach. Sawicki still with it. Finnegan's shot is deflected by Sawicki. Malley will chase after it. Dobransky on the chase. Hurst flips it. He'll find Rorick just out of his reach. Could have had a breakaway for Rorick. He'll still have it, though. Back to Dobransky. His shot off the stick and up into the stands, past the netting.
Yeah, that had some distance. That was an insane little flip up. And now we see the Veterans Day call here. So happy Veterans Day to everybody, or at least the late Veterans Day to anyone watching.
As our clock has not started yet because we had some malfunctions with it.
We're going to be good here in a couple seconds.
We're going to get it at 19 minutes. We're actually going to get it at 19:12 as we've got Reed going to the box. Don't know what the call was. He's not happy about it.
Oh, sorry. Slash. He was mixed up with the blue streak behind the play. And they get him as he just would not let go. I thought it was a hold at first. I guess they got him for a slash. But Reed not too pleased, and power play coming up. Hodgson on the ice.
Hodgson is on the ice. Digging for it. Walker gets it out over to Finnegan, who will send it the length of the ice. Lurch will leave it for Fagrodi. Carrying in. Below the net, takes a tumble. Hodgson will get it out just past Fagardi. Lurch. He will leave it for Fagardi as he will stop behind the net. He will give it off to LaGreca. LaGreca back to Fagardi. Fagardi across. Young. Back to Fagardi. Makes its way across. Digging for it. Save made. Coburn. Rebound. Has a blue streak in his crease. And what a save by Coburn on that one, getting across.
Insane movement out of the young netminder to get a piece of it with the pad and to kick it away.
Young with it behind the net. He'll drop it. Weigand. Cronin carrying. Has a Colonial all on him. Two fighting with Miller. Here comes Sharamonte. He fans on the clear attempt. Still made it out, but not as far as he wanted to. Here comes Wade. Wade gets his pocket picked by Sharamonte. It'll make its way to Cronin. He gets it poked away by Patton, though. Cronin to the slot. Sawicki can't get a shot off. Patton digging. Will make its way to Cronin. Down to the slot. Sawicki can't get the shot off. Miller towards the net. Digging for Sharamonte. Sawicki back to Wade. Wade's shot goes wide. Rebound into the crease and cleared by Hodgson. Penalty killed by the Colonials. Wade with it. Back to the point. Cronin. Shot goes into the little pocket and covered.
Oh, Sawicki really getting aggressive with Finnegan here. His stick, I believe, got caught up in Finnegan's equipment, and Finnegan wasn't budging. And Sawicki will continue to bark on his way to the Blue Streak bench. Something that I guess we were kind of used to seeing from Sawicki in the Summer League. I mean, he was always one that you knew was talking on the ice.
17 minutes to go in this game. Colonials down one. One back by Rorick. Over to Byrne, who can't find the stick of Hurst. Sent back in by the Blue Streaks for Byrne. Byrne up to Hurst. Hurst goes right to Conway, who will give it over to Fagardi. Conway will pick up the miss pass as he will circle back again. This is something you were mentioning, that this is John Carroll's game to lose at this point.
Just got to play it safe.
You don't want to make a mistake.
Exactly.
Her will move it towards the slot. Shea. Pressured off. Shot goes through the crease. Hurst fans on it. Isaac will move up. Isaac around the defense. Tries to find Rorick in the slot. He'll eventually come around the net to get there. Sends it over to Hurst. Hurst through the crease. Back to Byrne. Byrne down low for Rorick. Rorick to Hurst. Hurst to Ragno digging for it. Has one on him towards the slot. Shea intercepts and clears down the ice. Full change for John Carroll. Finnegan couldn't get there in time to maybe set up a stretch play. He will bounce it there to Ragno, who can't find Rorick. Still digging for it. Rorick takes a tumble. Can't take advantage of it. Wade now. Over to LaGreca. LaGreca's shot. Save made. Rebound for Wade. Rebound again as down goes the goalie as that deflection goes halfway to Narnia into the bench.
Well, Reno Patrick looked at me and said, wait, where'd that come from? You saw him looking which direction. No idea where that was. Colburn gets a little interfered with. I'm not sure if an Army player took a JCU player into his crease or not. But Colburn was not very happy to see a blue sweater in his blue paint.
One by Reed. It'll go to Finnegan. Finnegan over to Patton. Patton over to Draper. Draper will send it in deep and chase after it himself. Here come the blue streaks. It's Deacon. Finnegan takes him into the boards. Shot pass into there to Wade, just goes wide. Reed with it. He gets hit along the boards. It'll make its way to Finnegan. Finnegan off the boards, trying to find Patton. Goes too far as Wigand will send it back in. Martin has it. Goes behind the net. Back to the point. Shot there goes off of Dobransky. And will find its way back to the stick of Dobransky, who will find it to Reed, who will dump it. Deacon over to Wigand. Wigand will send it around. Coburn can't block that one. Dobransky will get there. As a little scrum along the wall, it'll make its way to Finnegan. Over to Reed. Reed up. Here comes Passanante. He will send it around as he had to wait for his fellow Colonials to change. Strutt tried to keep that one in. Won't stay in. Martin with it. He'll leave it. But Apud beats Cronin to it. Apud tried to find Passanante out of his reach, and then it's sent back around. Coburn will leave it for Hodgson. He takes a tumble. Still with it and gets it out. And Wigand will have to regroup. Over to Deacon. Deacon will try and chip it up. Apud gets there. Over to Hodgson. Passanante. Over to Martin. He can't get that one into the offensive zone. Here come the streaks. Over. Shot. Glove. Save made by Colburn.
Colonials defense trying to change the forwards there. Apud and Hodgson are kind of caught in no man's land together. Leaves the shooter wide open to take that opportunity. Colburn getting across to make the save. JC had some decent chances here. But 13-10 to go. The offensive RMU needs to slowly start picking it up.
Conway's shot gets saved away by Colburn. And another whistle just a couple seconds later.
You take that if you're Patrick Colburn. You'd prefer that save percentage get boosted up a little bit. You take those little floaters on net. You're a goaltender. You know how much you like those.
Yeah. Moran gets high-sticked off the face-off, no call. Sharamonte digging for it with Malley. It'll go Malley as he's with it, or Miller. Back to Fogarty. Fogarty's shot tipped off the bar. Out to Conway. Malley tries to go to Conway. Poked away there. Moran now with Sharamonte. Moran tries to find Sharamonte. He gets his stick lifted. Moran able to get there on the second walkthrough. Here comes Malley. Over to Isaac. Pass gets intercepted, moved over to Walker. Walker carries, shot goes high. Isaac can't keep it in. Now Sawicki in a chase with Byrne. Byrne will have it. He'll move it forward, poked in by Hurst. Fogarty will have it. Fogarty behind the net. No pressure from the Colonials. Trying to break one through. Deacon can't get there. Coburn behind his net. Makes a little dangle. Oh, LaGreca almost steals that one from Finnegan. As now they're battling for it. It'll make its way out to the slot to Wade. Wade's shot blocked away. LaGreca behind the net goes for the wraparound. It's saved. Deacon's shot gets tipped. Save made on Wade. Rorick to Ragno. Ragno can't get it out. Deacon keeps it in. Over to LaGreca. LaGreca's shot gets blocked by Finnegan and into the netting.
I've watched that replay about 4 times, Andrew. It is so hard to see that puck. From the angle, I thought it was in, but you just see it bounce off a bar and out.
But
the question is what bar?
I had my eyes, and I think it was the crossbar.
That's what I thought, too. I texted Austin McLean downstairs PA, and he said, I think that went under the bar. I looked, I tried, I can't see. So it's kind of indecisive, but all you heard was that clink. It's just a matter of what part of that crossbar.
Finning into Draper. Barely kept it onside, as that one was a dangerous little play. It'll be sent the length of the ice for an icing. Dobransky, the first one to it.
Regardless, though, thank the lucky stars to the Colonials.
Yeah.
Because that bar saved you regardless if it was in or not. And Colonials will stay down by 1, because if they're down by 2, that is a tall mountain to climb.
Yes.
Especially with a team like John Carroll, who is going to lock you down. And they've done that very well here for the first half of this third period.
Winning it forward off the draw. Shot by Rorick goes wide. Back to Finnegan. He'll send it around to Ragno. Behind the net. Intercepted by Shea. It'll go to Rorick. He will bat that one out of midair. And then it'll be sent in by John Carroll. Finnegan. Icing is the call.
Going to see if there's a separation of the parties there, with Finnegan and her racing for that puck. But quick separation from the referees. They've been on it. I'll say in the third period, they've been real quick to break up anything remotely close to a scrum.
I feel like they knew they were coming and they got ready.
Yep. Good preparation from the refs in the room.
Ragno unable to win that draw. Young will send it the length of the ice. Will it be on net? No, as we have another icing.
Question is, did they get everyone on that they need to? The referees are going to say, yep. I think they might have snuck one on.
I think Martin was on the ice, and now he's on the bench.
Yep, I think one got off. Small wins for the Blue Streaks here.
One back. Hurst turns. Ragno was tied up, couldn't get a shot. Apu barely keeps that one in. Ragno with it. Digging to the front of the net. Rebound sent in front. Kicked around. Can anyone get it? It'll eventually be a Blue Streak who will clear it down. Is this going to be icing once more? No. Called off. Apu. Thought Apu could have been a little faster on that one. Over to Hurst. Hurst will try and flip it to Apu. Won't go his way. Martin on the ice now. So I'm guessing since he's on now, it probably was, they didn't get away with that one.
Yeah.
Apu will move it to Reed. Bounces around him to the point. Reed pokes that one. It'll go right to him. Can he get around one more? Can't get around Cronin. Eventually he will. And now Keith Reed digging for it. In. Shot by Hurst. Goes behind the net. Rorick with it. And they will call closing the hand on the puck. Rorick held it too long.
Yeah, just a bit too long there. And this will come outside. But One good thing on the John Carroll side as well, Bia Severino on the ice last shift. So after taking the knee from Hodgson, is good to keep going in this hockey game.
I saw him walking it off at the end of the second, so I figured he was going to be good to go.
Yeah. Took him, I believe, I don't know if I might have just not been paying attention, but the first, at least I've seen him on the ice in the third period.
Isaac will send it deep and around. Reed laying a big body. Byrne can't keep it in, will eventually be sent back in by him. Or it's going to be picked up behind by Weiland. Reed's picked up the physicality for sure for the Colonials. Deacon will send it in. LaGreca and Isaac fighting for it. It'll pop out to Wade. Wade to the slot. Deacon's shot gets deflected into the netting.
Another really good chance for this top line. Sam Wade has had a really quiet good night for John Carroll. He has one secondary assist. I feel he's just been a really impactful player on the ice for John Carroll. That chemistry he has with LaGreca and Deacon, this line has just been really solid for John Carroll.
Walker wins that one back. Dobransky. He's got it, gets taken down. No call. Dobransky fighting for it with Moran for the Colonials. Deacon will send it in. Finnegan will pick it up. Finnegan spin around. Tries to find Sharamonte out of his reach. Gets tipped in front. Wade. Fighting with Dobransky. It'll make its way out to Walker. He will hold. He will move it up to Moran as he tries to find Sharamonte, but a body breaks that one up. Finnegan will move it forward. No one there, though, as Deacon will have it. Wade pokes it through the stick, and now out to play it, Coburn. Bad play there. Poked wide. Moran got to get on his horse. Will he beat? He will not beat Weiland. But he does force a turnover. Walker moving in. Gets taken down, and Malley will get called. Colonials to go to the power play. Dobransky makes a miss. Shot. Save made and covered. And a power play coming up for the Colonials in a crucial time in this game.
Yeah, Malley did it right in front of the referee. Chances are you're not going to get away with that one. But the one that got the goal scoring started in this game will sit for two. And RMU's power play looks to get their second of the game. For interference goes Malley. Rourke with an early power play goal. Or excuse me, that was the second goal of the second period for RMU. But Rourke on the power play, last one, the last time these guys got going. So we'll see if they look to feed 19 as Cronin gets kicked out of the faceoff.
It was a 5-on-3 power play that Rourke got the goal. He has it now. Towards the slot. Draper sends it just wide. Moran goes for the wraparound. Gets saved away and sent the length of the ice. Coburn out to play it and will leave it for Hurst.
But John Carroll's done really well here, Andrew. Just pinch that puck along the wall to kill some time.
Hurst with lots of speed moving in. Makes a man miss. Gets taken out of his hand and sent into right past Austin McLean down there.
So he gets some help with that puck coming back on, too.
Colonials got to get a better zone.
They really do.
For this power play.
Like I said, John Carroll, when they get that puck on any ball, they're just going to eat it. They will pin it, and they will not move until that puck pops free. It worked on the first power play attempt for RMU where they killed a nice 15 seconds. And now this draw is actually going to come outside.
Believe it was a Colonial tip, is what they're saying. Don't agree, nor do the Colonials, but got to play it where it lies.
Yep.
And Ragnar will win it back, but no one there to pick it up. Rourke will pick it up behind his own net. Rourke over to Moran. Bounces through his skates, back to his stick. He'll send it around. First one to it is Ragno. He will fan on that one, but getting across is Hurst. Chip attempt is blocked by John Carroll, and they will send it down. Deacon will be the first one to it. But Coburn will move that one over to Hurst. He moves that one up to Ragno. He will tip it past Conway. Conway fighting with Rourke. Sent in front by Draper. Great chance for Moran, and then cleared all the way down again. Coburn, he'll try and move it to Hurst. It'll go past him to Rorick. Rorick will send it over east to west to Patton. Patton's shot blockered away. Patton will pick it back up. Over to Rorick. Rorick shot, glove, save. Pass will go right to him. Across. Glove save made there by Lurch, diving across. What a save.
I don't know how he did that. Just some luck on his side and moving left to right and getting a piece of Ragno's shot. And Ragno in disbelief.
We're all in disbelief.
Yeah. We talked about Nick Beck and Kent State being one of the best in the CHMA. I think Brody Lurch is definitely putting himself in the conversation this year.
Refs discussing something again.
They've been talking a lot.
Second unit out. Discussing something on the faceoff, I believe. One back. Hodgson. Shot. Saved away. Rebound sent towards the net and covered by Lurch.
Moran trying to be the net front. And who else but Plinta right in there to take down Moran as the whistle blows. Something Plinta's done very well this game is just getting those extra little whacks in there. And it's really bothered the Colonials throughout the game.
Hodgson's shot gets tipped wide. Finnegan down to Walker. Penalty about to expire. Walker still with it. Down to Sharamonte. Back to Walker. Walker's shot. And gloved away by Lurch.
See the meeting of the minds again. And who else but Moran and Plinta, along with a couple other John Carroll friends in there. 5:35 to go. You're in crunch time. Shortened bench. You're probably going to see 1 through 3 out here, and then eventually maybe down to 1 and 2 only.
Behind the net, off the win. Mason's way, Draper intercepts, shot there, save made. No rebound for the Colonials. Kept in by Dobransky, but turned over. Cronin gets hit by his own man and turns it over. But a miscue by Patton, and it's right back to the blue streak. Sticks. Patton couldn't stop that one. Finnegan with it. He'll bounce it off the boards to Reed. Reed's shot gets blocked. He's still with it. Draper digging for it. It'll bounce out to Patton. Patton trying to get it to the point. Multiple bodies digging for it. He still has it. Sends it across. Dobransky's got to keep it in. Can't. Plinta. And a falling Dobransky able to cover that puck up to not let the streaks go. It's a huge hit by Draper on Plinta. Patton with it. Sends it across. Ragno not there. Tries to send it up to the point. Dobransky lays a body. Taken down are both men. Draper. And it gets flipped over to Patton. Patton's shot gets blockered away. It'll go to Rorick. Devin Rorick. Moving it. Goes all the way around. He still has it. Makes a full circle. Shot there gets deflected wide. Trying to do the cheese in NHL 24 of making the pressure go up, and we will have...
Nets off.
Nets off. Oh, I thought they were going to get a power play there.
Yeah, Ragno got pushed off the puck by Wygans, and I thought maybe they'd get him. But they'll stay 5-on-5. 4 minutes to go. And you're feeling the intensity now. You're feeling the pressure from both sides. They're finishing checks. The whistles are going to be put away. It'll be some physical, hard-nosed hockey for the next 4 minutes.
Rorick wins it forward. He'll get it in the corner. Still with it. Dancing. Sends it to Ragno. Ragno trying to deal with it. Can't find it. It'll go to Wade. And here comes John Carroll. Deacon will leave it for LaGreca. Go over to Wade. Wade loses it. Isaac with it. Isaac will move it to Ragno. Ragno waits. Still with it. Tries to drop the burn. He will. Shot there. Gets deflected. And now Deacon with it. Cut by Patton. Sean Patton tries to pass across. Can't get across. Digging for it still. Patton. And now it will go to Deacon. LaGreca with it now. Who move in and just dump it in as they go for a change. Wade, though, able to get it for John Carroll. Pushed off by Byrne. Reed. Reed takes his stride. Gets around Shea. Reed will send it behind. No one there. And it's taken and cleared off a stick of Wade, so it'll go a Colonial bounce again. Hodgson. Over to Finnegan, back to Hodgson. He will send it in. Young on the chase. Young flips it out of reach of Hodgson. Icing as Hodgson able to beat out Savarino. And, of course, it's those two in the chase, as that could have been a dangerous moment if that's not icing.
Yeah, you saw Hodgson, as soon as that icing pick was called, look behind him, and he went, oh, and kind of like backed up a little bit. He's like, oh, I'm not getting mixed again here.
First line jumping on for Coach Joseph. He looks down at Coburn, tells him to wait. Timeout, John Carroll. Interesting. Probably to get a change here.
Yeah, you'd feel it has to be for the change.
And that's exactly what's happening, as everyone jumps onto the bench.
There's room for everyone. Come on in. I like the call from John Carroll here. You would think it's a little early to some, but off the icing, it's probably your best bet here. With 2.5 to go, you know what RMU's going to do. They're going to put their top 5 out here. The question is, how aggressive are you with Patty Colburn coming out of the net?
It's an interesting scenario.
I don't know. I feel you'll wait about 45 seconds-ish.
John Carroll's done a good job of turning it over, but they've also turned it right back to him,
Yeah.
at least recently. They have not got the puck bounces that, has gotten their way to go down and try and score. It's been a lot of Colonial offense recently. They've gotten their chances with the puck, so maybe they just take shots at the open cage, get some icings.
It's not the worst idea. But for now, Colburn, of course, should stay in the net, and he is. They'll row Rourke, Hurst, Ragno, Hodgson, Finnegan. I think that's expected. And then we got Miller, Olszewski, Malley, Sawicki, and Young.
Ragno can't win the draw, and it'll be cleared by Young the length of the ice immediately for an icing as Hodgson gets on his horse. As Young just fired that. I don't know if that's the right idea without the net pool yet.
Look, you just keep icing, eventually you're going to run out of time.
That's true. But eventually the Colonials will win a draw, too.
It's a risk you're willing to take. Just keep icing.
Ragno in on the draw against Miller once again. Miller wins it again. Young with it. Will clear it. And it will be on net. So worked out there. Hodgson. He'll leave it for Hurst. Hurst carrying. Ragno could not keep his foot back. And offside. Just unfortunate.
He was really holding that skate. And Hurst just made that little move at the blue line. Ragno just could not hold on anymore.
Rourke will win it forward. Conway will hold. Sends it around, just past. Sent in. Oh! Ragno was there for a tip. Hodgson sends it in. Rourke with it. Bounce its way up to Finnegan. Finnegan sent in. Tipped by Ragno again. That one wide. Martin with it. Will send it around. Plinta can't get it out. Rourke will keep. Now it'll make its way out. Hurst will send it back in deep. 1:30 to go. Finnegan can't keep it in. Conway will leave it for Plinta. 2-on-1. Poked away by Finnegan. Right back. Fans on it. Where is it? It's behind the net. Shot save made. Net is off. Finnegan and Conran. They're fighting around.
Yeah, Hurst to get him out of that circle there was Plinta. Oh, Plinta again, huh? Yeah, Cronin was really mixed up in that upper area of Finnegan as that net came off. You're down to a minute 19, Andrew. I saw Coach Joyce pointing at Colburn at one point, tell them to come out a little bit. Obviously, they could not. So you'd think as soon as they enter the zone here, Colburn's coming. I think that's exactly what Rorick's telling his guys right now.
Yep. Timeout, RMU.
Oh, I don't know about. I think you wait one more. Wait until you're offensive zone.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't want to do it in a defensive zone.
No. It's an interesting tactic for the timeout, but each his own, I guess.
This is going to come down to the last second, I feel.
There's one game I remember calling. I forget who we played. Might have been IUP. It was West Virginia, where Roman Kramer scored a goal with 3 seconds on the clock, took it to OT, and then Nate Mickey, one of the ones that's sitting up in that hat trick club right now, won it off a bank pass breakaway. So it is not impossible.
It's not impossible at all. And if anyone could do it, it's this first line that is responsible for 2 of the 3 Colonial goals. Well, just Rorick is responsible for 2 of the 3 Colonial goals. But they've been buzzing, especially recently.
They really have, and they've also been on the ice for practically the last 5 minutes. So you feel they're kind of tired. They were only off for about, 20 seconds before they were back on the ice again?
Yeah, but now they've got – they just had the timeout to take a little break. That's all they're going to get the rest of the game, probably.
Yeah. No, they are not leaving the ice. That 6th skater, though?
It's Draper.
Draper?
He has his knee on the bench already.
There.
And he's going to go right to the front of the net, I bet.
Spot where he's always known to be.
Won by the Colonials. Finnegan will move it up to Hurst. Hurst to Ragno. He'll chip it in. Deacon will send it around to Deacon. Finnegan keeps it in. Kept in by Hurst again, but Deacon will get there. Wade moving in, can't pass past Finnegan. Rorick. Fans on the pass attempt. It'll go to Finnegan to Hurst and sent back in by John Carroll.
No matter what, Colburn has to come out of the net here.
Hurst. Up to Ragno, just past Rorick. Colonials can't get possession. Sent up to Deacon. Deacon to LaGreca. LaGreca. Save made. Rorick up to Hurst. Hurst to Hodgson. Hodgson moving in. Now to the bench. Bounces off the boards. Kept in just barely. Now offsides. 9 seconds to go. Outside the zone is the face-off.
Oh, just barely. Offside there as that puck bounced off a skate. And now Keith Reed's going to come out to take the face off. So they got to get someone off the ice. And they're going to put Colburn back in.
They are. And Ragno's going to go off for the face-off. Rorick and Hurst. Rorick's going to be way wide. John Carroll taking advantage of that. Digging for it. Rorick. It'll be sent down. Hodgson can't get a shot off because they're offsides. And John Carroll will hold on. A scoreless third period for both teams. And John Carroll holds on and wins it 4-3.
Those last 2 minutes, RMU just couldn't get anything in that offensive zone. John Carroll really locked it down. And they'll sneak away with a victory. A perfect weekend for them. As for RMU, a winless weekend. 3 straight losses for them. But the challenge doesn't get any easier. Next week, 23rd ranked Davenport comes to town for 2 games. And the previously ranked Westchester will make their way in the first weekend of December. So to end the 24 campaign, it's not going to get much easier for these Colonials.
Not at all. As We go through the handshake line here. This game comes to an end. And this weekend comes to an end for us. The D1 Colonials going 0-2 in the weekend. D3 Colonials going 0-2 in the weekend. Women's D2 Colonials currently 0-1. They play one more tomorrow. D4 Colonials, not to brag, 1-0 on the weekend. Only win so far. But as we get ready for our final weekend before Thanksgiving break.
And then after that, only one more weekend of hockey until 2025.
Yeah.
And that weekend is looking like maybe only one game getting streamed just because of how busy both of our schedules are.
Yeah.
Let's see if someone step up to the plate. I think that D1 Westchester game on Friday might be the only one.
Oh.
But we don't know. That's to be determined. That's 2 weeks, or that's, sorry, like 4
3
weekends from now.
Yeah. What do we got next week?
So, D1, as I mentioned, will play host to Davenport. And then D2 will play host to Mercyhurst on Saturday. So a 2-game stretch for the D1 Colonials. And then
Anything special on that Saturday game?
the Kaleo J Memorial game.
Kaleo J Memorial game is this Saturday. We encourage as many Colonial fans to come and support her memory as possible. We'll mention it again on next Friday's game.
Yes, of course.
But for here today, John Carroll 4, RMU 3. We will see